welcome everybody to another podcast. I guess it's not a podcast, a debate night by Five Pin Universe. Not sure what we're going to debate about, but we try and talk about most things current, some things off topic if Tim's involved, and all the good stuff.
That's fair.
Tim got 7 hairs cut, so congratulations to him for still having those.
Yeah, his Homer Simpson doesn't wave in the air anymore.
What?
Sorry?
Did you get it full buzzed off, or what? Did you go? Did you?
I wasn't allowed to buzz it up, but it's getting a little thinner as time goes.
Oh.
When I get to Daryl's age, it might be all gone, but I'll take what I got.
Hey,
They said
keep it as long as you can. That's what I say, pal.
Yeah, they had a shampoo it. They said, I was like, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yeah, you still have hair for now." I was like, "Thanks, Carly. I appreciate it."
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was excited to have hair. Yeah, I was really excited. Yeah, it's been I know it's been some time since you had one, Dex.
I mean, I give myself a haircut every couple of weeks.
Yeah, but like a real one.
What's your method, Dex? What's your method, Dex? Do you take the?
Oh, I take a beard trimmer and I take the guard off and just go right across.
And then do you get the shaving cream up there and do a full?
God, no.
You've never done that.
No, well, I have. I tried once in the shower once. I went sideways and slit the side of my head, and that was the end of it. So, no,
dangerous.
No guard. Just let her happen. Good enough.
Are you? I would say, are you shaving the shower, guys? But
yeah. Oh no, I don't shave my face in the shower. I need some accuracy.
This is what we're debating. Do you shave in the shower? You do in the mirror. I'm a shower guy.
Hey,
usually.
You know what? I have to say that I fell in love with women's razors, and they're fantastic to use. Just letting you guys know.
Oh wow. Okay, so how are?
Hey guys, how's it going? We're good. Anyways,
you just literally.
I'm just trying to get the first comment. Somebody's got a comment on what's going show at the start.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Awesome.
Let's talk about something else. So we had our we had our fantasy draft. We had our fantasy draft not so long
opening day. Baseball starts tomorrow. Yeah,
I'm
it's
excited.
The best time of the year.
So
excited.
We had a fantasy draft. A lot of our friends who've been on 5Pin Universe, like Mitch and Jeff and all those ones out there. I do, and Ryan O'Callahan. I mean, his wife yelled at him about 3 times to shut up. So, but anyways, I have to say,
was a plunger.
I might have done that on Sunday. But.
Yeah, you told me that.
No. Why are we going here, people?
But if you had a draft second overall, who would you draft, guys? I mean, like we had Tatis out there, we had Trey Turner, we had Bichette, we had a bunch of people. Would you go off the board in the second round and pick Mike Trout? And I mean, I'm not putting out names out here, but his initials are JY. Okay, and
it's J. Why the hell did you do that? It's kind of hey, look, Mike Trout, hell of a player. I think said person was, he was drafting 10 years ago, sort of thing. I don't know. I love my fantasy baseball. I'm super excited for it. Already been doing some work on it today. I just picked up Kike Hernandez, so I'm really excited about that. It's good.
What is you guys are already doing more stuff on the fantasy baseball? Didn't we just finish the draft? Shouldn't it be set for your first
begins right away.
day?
Begins right away.
Like I told you guys, I'm not touching it till playoff time because I know I'm making playoffs. So it worked last year.
We'll tell the audience. Maybe give them weekly updates every couple of weeks, just to let you know.
Yeah, Carrie's in last place.
Who's got Vladdy?
I do.
Mr. Chris.
Of course. First overall draft pick, Vladimir Guerrero.
We were talking about that, weren't we? About who you were going to take, and that's who you went with.
Yeah.
So
it's a keeper league, so I took the best player for the next 15 years. Mike Trout.
I have to say, our Red Sox fans, Derek Holman and Eisenhower, loaded up on Red Sox, and it doesn't look too good for them. But that's okay. I mean, we'll take their money. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. A lot of favoritism towards their teams. Jeff Young had a bunch of Marlins, and we all know where the Marlins are, so not very good.
What were the results of all the bowling team drafts you did a couple months ago? You'll have to. I don't know which one you're talking about. We do so much of this stuff.
Some stuff we talk about, some stuff we don't. Is he? I think
You
might
guys
be talk-
did one on the
I think
podcast.
he's talking about the
night.
one where you got the results swayed in your favor from some outside sources.
Yes.
Is what I'm thinking.
Oh, you mean the
Henry.
one
The
where,
Legend
where
team.
Mitchell has to do a TikTok? Is what
Yes,
you're
that
saying.
one. Yeah, the
That
one
one,
where
oh, yeah.
Mitch was dead last. Mitch has to do a TikTok, and Mitch reneged. So we're working on
So
that.
to answer
We're
your
working on
question, Steve, I won.
that. He won.
I don't think
with,
you
like,
guys bought me a beer, by the way.
17
We bought
asterisks.
you a beer. You were too drunk to understand.
Oh,
I wasn't in
yeah,
the
I
league,
was
so I
drunk.
didn't have to buy you a beer, or I didn't make make a pick.
Yeah, you weren't on that podcast for some reason.
I think it was
You were probably vacationing.
probably vacationing. I've been behind quota though. Hey, this year. Coming up. I got holidays coming up, guys. So
I'm just glad you didn't book a vacation on Easter weekend.
yeah,
I mean,
right, hey?
because
What's happening Easter weekend? I got a few things on my plate, but that's okay. You guys go and bowl. We got everything else handled.
yeah, I'm really appreciative Daryl stepped up and helped us out. So
Yeah,
looking
absolutely.
forward to the Open. I think a lot of you guys are going to be really excited to watch the Open, Alberta Open Provincials, because we're going to have some really great live streaming from 5P Universe there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's,
Way to put more pressure on us.
no, we got a pretty exciting. We're gonna have 2 streams, one on 5-Pin Universe's stuff, and then one for the A5. The 5-Pin U stuff will have hopefully some commentary every once in a while, maybe from teams on buys or special guests that just walk into the bowling alley, the legends of the past or something like that. Daryl is you're tournament director, Daryl, of the A5 Open this year.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, let's be
Kinda,
honest,
sorta.
Tim has done a lot of the work and most of the work, so he's got it all organized. In just a matter of those 4 days while we're there, there'll be a couple of us around that you can go to, that are there. A couple A5 reps, a couple E5 people around, a couple of stats people. There'll be enough people to check into. But the whole idea is honestly just to let Tim sort of focus on bowling, and then behind the scenes, if you need to name me as tournament director, sure, we'll take care of some of that.
yeah, you heard that here. You heard that here. Daryl's tournament director.
Yeah.
Well, you'll also be the
Don't go to
5-Pin
Tim while
Universe.
he's bowling. He's
You'll-
Wednesday morning. He's off duty from anything about.
Dude.
He'll be fine.
I'm excited. I'm really excited for what you guys are doing and how we're going to promote it. I think it'd be really good.
Yeah, we're I'm sure it's gonna be great. We're testing out some new stuff. We look so legit.
Too legit to quit.
We're committed. We're committed.
It's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to
Yeah.
obviously, as we come next week, start sharing all those links and sharing those feeds, and everybody get on board. And anybody outside watching or while they're working, Thursdays, Fridays, of course, Easter weekend, and a lot of people are bowling too in some of the other provinces, but you never know.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
people out there watching and friends and share it out there, it'll be good, some good TV for sure to watch.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
before we jump into our whole Open situation, maybe we could just glaze over the Saskatchewan Open. They had theirs this past week.
Yeah, I was literally thinking the same thing, just trying to
Yeah.
figure out where do we find the stats.
Talk about live stream though. Hey, like we always say, Golden Mile's got one of the best setups when it comes to all those Nest cameras, all the live scoring, be able to tune right into the things. I mean, I was glued to that on any device, just being able to watch that. So good for them for having that great setup as a center. It sure makes it easy for people to log in and to watch. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. I'm sure people out there, not everybody here is from or listening is from Saskatchewan. Some of them were playing, obviously, but I'm sure lots of people tuned in to watch it.
Yeah, the
Totally.
Golden Mile having that Nest setup is by far the best you could ever ask for. If we had that kind of money to invest to set up in every house that we want to do productions in, that would be the ideal route. But yeah, it made for some great watching for sure.
So this is qualifying rounds here for teams.
Yeah, so they do 12 games, 12 games for the ladies, 15 for the men and the mixed, and then it goes to a step ladder.
Play everybody 3 times.
Yeah. So I mean, Regina ladies lost 2 games in 12. They were 10-2.
They had a solid performance.
Yeah, very, very good. Saskatoon Min, Mr. Wist.
So
Yeah,
they won the round robin there as
they
well.
were
Yeah.
11-2 in this. Oh no,
wow.
sorry,
No,
10-2. They played. Actually, I guess they played 12 games too.
they lost 3 games, right? They lost the second game, the 7th game, and the 12th game.
Oh yeah. Okay, so 9-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody plays.
At
12
one
games.
point, for Regina coming out of that bye, would that made a difference for them? And then 6? No, not really, because they were already down by
Yeah, they missed by first by 9.
almost by the time that game 11, 12 was. By the time they went on that bye, and game 13, Saskatoon had sort of first lapped up. I mean, could have been a little bit different, but the last game they both got 6s. So
Yeah. Looking at it, it looks like even Regina beat Saskatoon, 2 out of 3 times. If you look at it.
yeah,
Close enough, yeah. But I tell you what, we watched the step ladder, right? And Regina's mixed team played very well the whole time. So and then they ended up winning. And watched the guys one. It was pretty interesting because the guys won. PA beat Regina, and then by just a little bit there, and then they won the first match against Saskatoon, and then they came a little bit empty in the gold medal match. And honestly, the Regina ladies played like dynamite the whole time. Right? It was pretty.
Yeah.
They
won handedly.
Yeah. There's some big matches in that men's final, guys. I remember even those 2 games, right? I think Lonnie went on a run.
Lenny had
a good one. There was some good throwing there for these guys.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
You don't have the individual scores up, or is that somewhere?
Yeah, I can go back and take a look at those.
Okay.
Not so much for the stepladder, I don't think, but I don't know. We can go back and take a look in a second. But yeah, Regina mixed, like, holy.
Yeah,
that's that they won by a landslide. It's interesting. Do they make team total worth 4 in the stepladder?
They must.
They must.
They do because there was a tie one year.
Yeah,
in the stepladder. Oh,
And there was an error issue with it. Lenny could probably attest with it, because and then it was how they split it and who went nationals.
right.
I think it foobarred everything, right?
If I remember right, it's double knockout, right? So if I remember right, I think I saw Brian Earl talking about this recently. It went to double knockout. They won the first game, and then they tied the second game 4-4. And because they didn't win, they gave it to first seed because in the rules it said that they needed to be beaten twice, and they weren't beaten, so it was given to top seed.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
very interesting.
Then Taylor McCaw and Crystal Hibner both won singles. So
and they were both top qualifiers for singles. So
Yeah.
let's look at the teams here, some of these scores. So that doesn't get to playoffs, but that's just the round robin scores, right?
Yeah. Coralie played very well.
that's from PA. Yeah.
Crystal 245 there.
The
Amy
whole
Fleming.
ladies.
Josie, I think Josie threw a massive game in the final.
It was huge, like 350 plus.
Yeah. Good for
Yeah, I
her.
remember that.
That's a solid team outing there for those ladies.
Yeah, the entire team played very, very well. Yeah.
374.
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah, I remember watching it, and that was huge. In the second spot, right? So that's just massive there. So this is PA. Okay, Lonnie 262,
Len 264.
Len 264.
I honestly hate.
One
I
Jack.
don't. Yeah, I don't know Jack.
274.
Yeah, Jack was playing anchor. Hey, for PA, I noticed. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting watching other people because we don't necessarily know all of them. We think we do, but then we watch something like
Leroy
that.
too.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Well, that Jackson during singles qualifying, didn't he have a big 400?
Yeah.
Are you right? Yeah. Yeah, it's 278 there for Brad Mones in the round robin.
With a $1.69 in there.
280. Yeah. 285 for Dougie.
Wow.
Here's a guy that's
278
like
278.
here's Doug a couple years ago was saying that he was going to retire.
Yeah, but look at that though. I mean, okay, look at Brian and John, 229, 240. Not unreasonable. Next one after that's 268.
And
That's absolutely disgusting. I wonder what the total is. Can you scroll up and see what Saskatoon's total is? Sorry, down. So
yeah, that's some huge numbers. 15,000.
Because if you look at that, they must have got beat with high scores.
Yeah, they must have. The Buchanan men's team.
You can tell it's 500 pins difference between that and Saskatoon. So sometimes match play, even though they played well, sometimes match play is just who you play, right? That's crazy.
Miller's got a point there, right? I mean, your team total is worth 4 points. You need one match.
Yeah, but I mean, 99% of the time, that's what you're shooting for, anyways, right?
Yeah.
If you win team total, you're gonna win. You have to have won one game, but you're likely gonna win two, right? At least. So
look at that. Game.
It's just to break the ties, right?
Yeah, it's so rare that a 4-4 split actually happens. I mean, if you're looking through this,
1351, 1400. They both lost games. Regina, that's crazy.
Yeah, so going through this, I mean, there isn't a single 4-4 splits, right?
Tim, I'm surprised you're not giving a chirp at your buddy John Mones there.
No. John whipped my ass in Regina, so he has at least a one tournament leeway there. So,
yes.
But his brother Brad is the better bowler, but we knew that, so that's okay.
But looking at it, I mean, there's some good teams there.
Hell of some good teams,
man, for sure. And how about that? Those qualifying for Crystal.
Huge.
Those 3 games there, 5, 6, 7. I think she had an 8-bagger or something like that. I remember tuning in and watching on game 6 there, 8 or 9-bagger or something.
Just unreal. Some great playing there.
And then a 312. Good for Josie to get there. She's worked hard.
Yep. Yeah, she's a great player. And winning 296, losing with 267, that's a solid game.
Yeah. 296, 267 when you threw the shots.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember watching the end, but. And Crystal is the double going, hey?
Yeah.
Like we talked about on the podcast. That's reference.
Yeah. That's crazy how they bring it up and all of a sudden it works.
So Taylor gets first seed by 4 points, and 4, and then 12 over Lonnie. Super close coming down the line there for top seed.
Look at Brad Mullins finish the last 2 games to make step ladder.
Yeah.
Monster.
Yes, that's right.
Good call.
340, 350.
Yeah, almost.
But even Kevin Rack shot 6, 10.
Yeah.
Which Rack seems to do, gets himself in the mix.
Yep.
Is there a guy out there, honestly, that shoots bigger last games of a qualifying shift than Kevin Rack?
Aaron Arndt.
Right? Like
I've seen Aaron throw multiple 400s to make
how many cuts has he made by throwing a big last game? But how many cuts has he lost by throwing a bad last game, too?
Don't know.
Right,
you only remember the good ones. You only remember the good ones.
Yeah. Some kind of dog mad, like.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matches over here. I don't know. Barn burners. The first match was good. Second match, I don't know if these were like completed or not, but
they should be completed. Yeah.
That's a completed score by Lenny, 100%.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that would have been sort of just struggle to the finish, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wisty's thrown some big ones to make cuts too in the 8th game.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a stat that we've ever looked at? What's the biggest last game qualifier?
I could look that up right now if you want.
Yeah.
I have the technology.
Yes. Right? What's the ranking show for the last big game of a set in order to make the cut, though? Can that be something that you have to make the cut, not just the biggest last game? Like, I mean, assuming that you're likely going to make the cut, a guy's not shooting 1,400 and then has a 400 as last game to get to 1,800.
Wow.
Well,
Regina,
sometimes.
Regina was close to sweeping everything, eh? I mean, they had
Yeah.
everything except for the men's team, and they almost swept the men's all-star team. They got 3 out of the 5 on the ladies. Crazy.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What's the criteria? I'm sure there's a formula, or is it just high average?
No, there's a formula. At least with the A5, there's a formula with it.
Yeah.
Frames played, where your position, I believe, and all that kind of stuff. It's built in the
Carter for sure. What was your game? Carter has a comment about making the Open, throwing a big game.
I might have posted that on our Facebook page, actually.
Just high off. While we're waiting for Kira to come up with that, do we have any topics for tonight, guys?
A couple from Steve Barker. He posted in there. Do we want to continue on our Open stuff and talk about that coming up, or do we want to switch to that right away?
Yeah, we can keep going Open, maybe. What else? What other provinces have Opens left to go?
So next week should be BC, Alberta. I think Manitoba.
Do we have a
Manitoba.
list of teams or contingents coming out of BC? I don't know if that's probably like a contingent list or something that might be out there.
Yeah, I know both Ontario's are playing and Newfoundland's playing.
And Ontario is playing as well?
Northern and Ontario, yeah.
Cool. Is there any sort of a contingent list of there for Northern Ontario and Ontario? You know, anybody out there in the world, if you can help locate these contingents, we'll dissect them for you.
All
Sam,
right, so
maybe you do.
Hold on. Okay, we have BC.
This is the prep work, hey guys? Good work.
We got this all done ahead of time.
Nice, Bod. Well, that's 2020 zone results. What's this?
Oh, never mind. That's what they have on their website. So this was what would have been
2 years ago.
excellent. Well, that was a fun experiment. Gone.
05. Here we go. On the north, there's on the sites. If anybody can post a link to the actual thing on there in the comment, then it's easier to probably pull it.
Yeah. Well, the comments are harder. DM them to either Carrie or me.
Yeah, not me or Tim.
I'm actually on the 05 website right now. I'm trying to find it.
Then hit the share button.
I'm trying to find where qualifiers for provincials. Here we go. I'll send it to you.
No matter.
Daryl, I'm gonna need more time to parse that information. I don't
Yeah,
think you want me
no
sitting
worries.
here parsing that right now.
That's a fun,
I
that's a
can
fun one, though.
tell
I'd
you.
like to know
I can-
what the largest, highest last games are to make a cut.
I can tell you what the highest last games were to not make the cut.
450.
All right,
Rolly Gervais being one.
You mean
Wasn't the last game,
You
though.
don't know if they made the cut.
That's right.
Right. But you're assuming. Yeah.
All right, so we got some stuff rolling in. All right, we've got Ontario, or not, sorry, Manitoba.
Manitoba that's this weekend. Next weekend.
Yeah, they're trying out next weekend.
Now,
Right.
this is a little bit different, I believe, because there have been some changes. So this is going to be no longer at Mendoza. It's now at T-Birds, if I remember right, from what
Yeah.
Brad said. And there was also a few more people added to it. Colton Uswa for one, but I don't know who the other person was. I think there was two.
And they're going 2 singles, and then they're going 3 a mixed team. So there's top 4 ladies, top 4 men make the team.
Yes.
The contingent. All right.
Yeah. And honestly, I can't wait for the day that they send a full contingent. I hope that's next year. I really do. But solid list of players in there: Alyssa, Jennifer, Laura,
Karen.
Karen, Sandy Anderson still playing, Linda Ord. It's a pretty solid list of ladies in there. Men, Ken Wilson, one of the smoothest shots I've ever seen. Brad Rusnak, Brandon Menzel, Hendo, Dwayne, Tyson. I mean, that's
Glenn Howard, yeah.
Glenn's Karen's brother.
Yeah, James, Ryan. Both of those guys have been making cuts. I mean, James hasn't played this year at the WCBT, but Ryan's made a bunch of cuts this year.
No Sam Gillardy?
No, I do not see Sam on that list. I don't know if. Yeah, no, he wasn't one of the others either. So, that's a solid list of people.
Well, I mean, you're going to have a couple of good teams. Whoever whoever the single is.
Yeah, and it's gonna make their mixed team super strong when you take your top 4 all-stars basically and put them all into one team. The mixed teams are going to be very.
I have Northern BC here. If we want to flip to them.
Okay.
Okay, so this is BC's. What is this? Sorry.
North BC. This is their qualifying. So you have Richie Bolio from playing out of Dawson Creek, right? Out of hypertension lanes.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Kerry, I'm still confused. You said North BC. Is there also a Southern Mainland BC or something going on? And then there's one.
Yeah. So this is their North Zone trial.
Oh, gotcha. This is their zone going to provincials next week.
So this is like Williams Lake, Prince George, Dawson.
Yeah.
Like there's a
same thing. Top 6 are on the men's team. The next 3 are going, and then
There is a mixed team. It looks like
men's in the mix,
or 7 through 9 for men's, and then the bottom 2 ladies.
Yeah.
Men's and mixed. Okay, Ian McRitchie, right?
That turns out to be a good team. That because Ian and Jason. Obviously, Corley's been a single before, right? So we all know how Corley can play. Yeah.
Yeah. Neat.
Yeah. I also have. So this is Northern Ontario.
Hey, did Jeff Watts win Oh, look at that! Jeff Watts won his zone. Good job, Jeff.
So okay. So then these are zones. How many zones do we have? 3 zones. So we've got Sunset, Thunder Bay, and Gold Belt.
I think there is more.
There's more. There's
Cambrian North, Nickel District, and Gateway too.
Yeah.
So there's 6, and they're not all sending a full contingent, but they're sending. Okay. And do they obviously send that winning teams go? It's not a all-star team, right?
Yeah.
So who's the strong one there? Where does the
I think the Thunder Bay usually
is probably
the team that everybody tries to go. Yeah. I hear they're the team everybody guns for. So
you got some sleeping giants on there, right? Taylor Michelle, Greg DeGrazia, Wes Swolik, Sam Sitar on the ladies team.
Yeah.
Alyssa Bonney on the ladies team.
You got
John Wilcott on the mixed.
Jeff Watts' team's actually okay there.
Yeah.
He's got to have Daryl Rollins. I feel like is a name that
Daryl was on. He was on CBC or TSN's, right?
Yeah.
That's Arnie's son. Yeah.
Okay. And even the Gold Belt team with Al Paquette and Daryl Gauthier, Eric Dion, those are all pro league players.
Clint Morissette, yeah.
Mighty Plex.
Yeah, Mighty Plex players.
Yeah, it looks
Marla,
good.
Daniel.
All right.
Let's go to the other teams on there. So Cambrian looks like they couldn't field a men's team, but they got a ladies and a mixed team going.
Jason Remerswall and David Secord, I see them. Pete Blanchard.
Lady single, Renee Laframbaugh.
Yeah. Yvette McClellan's been around for years, right? So
that's Dave Secord. Haven't seen Dave in a little while.
I hear Dave's coming out to Red Deer.
Yeah, he's traveled.
Yeah, I hear he's coming out to Red Deer.
He's been out here before, yeah.
What?
Ooh.
Who did?
Secord? Daryl, that is.
Daryl.
Oh, wow.
Got his
like
finger
Daryl Gauthier?
Or Daryl Rollins.
Or Gauthier? Or... Come on, Jeff.
We need a story time.
Holy shit. That's not good at all. Well, breaking news.
Yeah.
Jesus, Jeff.
Way to bring up Daryl Rollins, bud.
Yeah. Say the last name, Jeff. Don't leave us in limbo.
Yeah.
Frick.
Wow, no wonder he never
We
wins.
don't believe it.
Rollins,
We don't believe it.
there
Let's see
you
a
go.
picture of this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I don't want to see a picture of it. No, I'm good, thanks.
So is he playing or is he getting an alternate?
Well, you don't need all your fingers to bowl.
4 fingers. Yeah.
Well,
I-
3. It's 3 and a thumb.
I asked
Just
the
like a
whole
kingpin.
Poor guy. Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah, that's not good. Obviously, we make light
Whoa.
of it, but that is a serious injury.
Got stuck in the ball.
God.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no, one of the bowling.
that. That is straight up the kingpin injury.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you sure the Amish didn't visit?
Oh my God, that's
sucks.
horrible. All my
Well,
thoughts with
we
him.
wish him
That's crazy.
a speedy recovery, and hopefully the injury isn't career ending and life altering. Hopefully.
That's insane.
Oh, it sucks.
Okay, I've got Southern Ontario.
Yeah,
Bring it on up.
Oh, this is going to take half an hour.
Please, guys, please let us know how he's doing because that's
Mm-hmm.
that's heartbreaking.
I sent
We
you
have-
I sent you the better one. No big deal. This
Yeah.
is Western.
Yeah, this is Southern Ontario. This is quite the spreadsheet.
Here, I got this one.
There you go. See,
Okay, all right.
look what I
Somebody
sent you guys.
05 is like, please don't put this. There's got to be a better one. Well done to all these zones and provinces for putting it together. Because they know that the 5-pin you guys are going to be talking about it. So they better put their team contingent list together.
If you don't send it to us, we probably don't do it. So you can't be mad at us if you don't provide us the information.
It's crazy to see some of the names like Terry Little. That's Sarnia and Windsor down there.
See there, you got
Yeah.
Middlesex with Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe. That's Kerry Schneider's old zone, right?
Yeah, Brenda coaching.
Yeah, and then Niagara. Obviously, it's pretty cool to see Sarah Kennedy there from Newfoundland, right? Now that's where she's from.
And they do a seniors event as well, don't they? So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should almost look into that because 50 plus, right?
Because I'm getting there. Is that what you're going to say, Tim?
No, geez.
Just say it, man. Honestly,
No,
just
it's
say it.
okay.
Don't hold that shit in.
No.
I know you want it. Yeah.
I'm not.
There were
like
some
that.
guys at bowling. Let's be honest. I'll call them out. There is the Steve Cummings and Brian Shields, Sean Smith. They're all talking about, why are we not playing seniors and masters and stuff? Let's start a seniors tour, right? Over 50. 100% seniors tour. Who out there is in for a seniors tour? Hey, champions. 50 plus.
The seniors for the Masters out here, I do have to laugh, and I'm kind of jealous a little bit. They play 4 games. They play 8 games each day for the provincials, and after 4 games, they stop and they have lunch. They all have lunch. They have bagged lunch with sandwiches and soups and stuff like that. And then, it's pretty. I don't know. I'm kind of jealous. They get free lunch with it.
I think I'm gonna. There's somebody else. I got a few years to go, but there needs to be some talk about a champions tour.
Obviously, these teams are ridiculous. Like, obviously, there's lots of names in here that we could spout off. But look at that Central Ontario men's team.
Biscard, yeah.
Nice.
Like,
Even the Hamilton one. I mean,
Jimmy Head. I don't want him. So good.
Look at the mixed team. I mean, Mitch and Martin.
Mitch, Martin, and Francois, right?
Yeah. So just I guess I don't know the whole logistics, but I know things are obviously short drives to certain places, so you can play 1 year at one place, and then after you've been there for a year, you can declare there.
What was the double stars beside Connie Ward? What does that mean? Anybody? The double stars, is that like her 48th time, 50th time? What are we talking? That's probably dating her. I apologize, but that must mean that she's made it a lot of times.
let me see here if there's something at the bottom of the screen. Nope.
Maybe
I don't know what the asterisks
maybe
mean.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Famer, maybe, or provincial champion.
Oh, previous provincial champion.
Like a previous provincial champion? I don't get it. Explain.
From last year, maybe Rainey.
Or last year's? But did she get a bye? How did I don't? Yeah.
No.
Tell me more.
Tell me more. There you go.
Defending,
Okay.
there it is.
Right.
All right, cool. Sandy Horton's there. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Bobby Bocage. He's
Yeah.
on the mixed team for Central Ontario there.
He might be my favorite person to follow on Facebook.
And they're only playing with 5 players, that team, hey?
If anybody wants, anybody that loves dad jokes, just follow Bob. They are fantastic. It's nothing.
I follow
but
Rich
puns and-
Weber for that.
Oh, Bob is just as good, if not better.
Kathy Davidson has her whole family there. You had Dan and Jason, and I believe her other son's playing there too as well. So, whole family that is right there.
Wow.
Nice, and she's coaching there.
Yeah.
Ladies, yeah. Bobby Torville, Torville boys.
Yeah.
Coronia. It's a good team. That's going to be a competition, guys. We're talking. Look at Ontario.
Doug
Brock.
Doug Brock, Taylor Hanley can play.
Oh,
Tracy
wow.
Tracy Ormison is a Masters singles champ there.
Wow. Ian McLean, Nathan Cooper, John Cowan, Ryan Cowan.
Dave Slappendale. That's
And
Neb's
coached by-
son. Oshawa.
and by Steve Barker. Guys, that might be my team favorite going in. Where's the odds on this Ontario? I know we joked about
Yeah,
it.
where's the
Where's
Ontario
the
odds?
odds for Ontario, you guys? Like, look, come on. Who's the
Mitch,
favorite?
Mitch won't post it. He's sour. He's on the mix. Don't.
Yeah, but then let's see the favorites for the mixed competition. They gotta be the favorite.
Go back one page if you don't mind, Kerry. I think that Jim Head, Wade, Dave Biscotti, DJ, like I think that team
Yeah.
is
No, well,
Yeah,
even though, but look at the men's team from Hamilton: Bentley,
Guys,
Berkshire,
this is
Laycock,
awesome.
Guys,
John.
there's
Yeah.
probably like
yeah.
how many
5
of
of
these teams are stacked, right?
Would
And
you?
this is-
We always hear that about Southern Ontario. It's harder to get out of the provincial than it is to win nationals and all that stuff that Ontario or Upper Canada keeps blasting at us. Don't pump their tires anymore.
Would you say on Central Ontario is probably just, or if not, pretty on par with Central Alberta's team? I think so.
Not according to the betting odds.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's some good teams there. Hey,
So
are they doing a live
Dave
stream?
Piscotti I think is one
No
of
idea.
the most clutch players I've watched play. That guy is
Who's
just Dave
Dave
Biscotti.
Biscotti. Yeah.
He's
Oh, yeah.
he's so
Biscardi.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of people talk about him all that often, but when you see him at nationals, he's just lights out and clutch and just ice the veins. Great player.
We were gonna spend all podcast on Southern Ontario here, so let's
That's
get
okay.
this moving on.
Tim,
Let's
Tim Pratt, an old Red Deer
Oh, yeah.
Heritage Lanes bowler. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Who's that, sorry?
Tim Pratt.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's good shit.
Ray's in there on the mixed team.
Yeah, Ray's on the mix.
I want Ray to go head to head versus Mitch.
Oh, but that's Battle of the Dwarfs.
We
Okay.
we put Ray in a baby
Car seat.
car seat one time.
You remember that in BC, Daryl? You drove around in a car seat.
Oh my gosh!
I think we might have a photo somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, we do. Mitch Pape there for Grand River. He won.
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah,
That's a big team too, guys. Look at that. I bet you they're sitting there thinking, "Hey, we're
You can-
sneaky good too."
Jeff Young decided not to play. No big deal.
Oh, would that have been his?
Yeah. Yeah. You can see
Kevin
Jen's
Bird.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at their scores, Ottawa Valley.
Stefan Ponce.
Julian
Those
Midget.
are huge top 3 guys. 55s, 54s. Maybe they play another game, but I doubt it.
And Mark.
52, they were huge. Steph,
Mark and Steph.
Mark and
Oh,
O can play.
Do you guys
Julian played too, eh?
do you remember
That's awesome.
Sean Simcoe? That's where he plays out of now.
Oh yeah, okay.
Out of
I
there.
see him there. Bernie Menard, I see them in the seniors. But wow, the Ottawa Valley's got a solid team. Yeah, let's see the ranking report of who people think is going to win those, right? And let us know if there's a live stream or where you can find it, or are they just going to keep posting the things on that?
Yeah.
For sure. Dex, you got
Let us
another
know.
one?
Nova Scotia just did their provincials.
Yeah, perfect. Can I zoom? Yeah, there we go. All right. We got
Okanagan.
Okanagan. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Leonard, who just goes out and throws. Like, apparently he's like the most enthusiastic bowler out there. He's going to be great for the team. Wayne Schultz comes back after many years of not playing. Bailey, Ken Blakey, Mike Elder.
It's a good team.
Pretty solid men's team. Bill is an older buddy of Ken's, I believe, and he just practices and practices and practices, and he's gotten really good. Alan Byrne on the mixed, he's just so steady, so it's a good addition.
No, I see your buddy Matt Eisenhower didn't make it there.
No, Trevor Chalsky's a good player too.
Yeah. He's on the
He's the
Okanagan Eclipse.
He's on the Eclipse, yeah.
I believe Matt got picked up by North or something like that.
Oh, maybe on the mixed team. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then this is Okanagan Ladies.
Yvonne Walker is probably the most underrated player out there. She just doesn't play enough. She's a hell of a player. Yeah.
Super clutch every time she's in. Jesse plays with all the power.
That's right. Everybody's clutch with you, man. Everybody's clutch.
They should be. They should be.
And then I see Debbie's there. She's up in the Okanagan now there. Hey, Kelsey, obviously, there in 5th on the ladies team.
Yeah, I think that ladies team is really solid. Charmaine and Debbie on the mixed. It's a pretty good mixed team.
Nice.
Yeah. Who else I got?
So there, if you look
This
at
is
the
Nova
bottom,
Scotia.
there's individual and there's team standings. So how Nova Scotia works, it runs as a little bit of a cash event where you build your own team, a mixed team, and you play against each other throughout the weekend, and then you're able to pay into the singles portion to do the step ladder. So yeah, trying to find it all out here.
John Jorgensen, he was formerly Calgary there. He's on that men's team, looks like. So they do 6 and 3 as well.
They do. I believe they're. I don't know if they're doing. They're doing a men's team, I believe, and a mixed team, no ladies team, because they planned on doing all of it, but they couldn't.
Chris Henderson, of course, been on some boards. Varian Lane, been around.
Yeah. Calgary player. Yeah.
On here.
Right, and the ladies probably just.
Oh, here's your.
So mixed team.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they decide. So Claudette won ladies single, and then Ashton won the men's single. There you go.
So I believe in the past, I could be wrong, but you can play both men's and ladies if you play singles, right? For this, you have the opportunity to. But I believe with the mixed team, having a mixed team, Claudette would just have to be straight. I would assume Claudette can't play mixed and singles because of how the schedule works, right?
Oh, for national.
For national,
right.
so so I think she'd be forced to play, singles, and then the other next three would be on the mixed team.
We're learning something new every day.
But I mean, some solid players there for sure.
And they pay their own way
Hey,
to nationals.
Carrie, look at that. Merle Buck. You remember him from Wetaskiwin?
You bet I do.
Yeah, there he is. All in. I think he's out in New Brunswick now.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Military.
I coached him when he was obviously underage, and then I do believe he joined
military.
the army and was stationed out there. So
Yeah, he still is.
Crazy.
Small world.
yeah.
I don't see Mark Jackson.
Brought back
Ma-
Mark
ma-
Jackson.
Where's
Yeah.
Mark Jackson? He's living out that way. Let's get him playing out there.
Mark, yeah, if somebody can get a hold of him, that's for sure.
Yeah. He's like, no.
Dex, you got another one?
Yeah. So zone 3 for BC.
Alright.
Daryl Easton has been playing very, very well this year. Jordan, Marcus, Mike Warren, Matt Phillip, who played our 5-pin 8 gamer,
Yeah.
played very well. Daniel Dooley, who's been out at a whole bunch of the cash tournaments this year. That is one big guy. He is huge, but he throws the ball so smooth and effortless, and it's not like he's not heaving the ball. And he just that guy just you don't see him get rattled either. There's no like emotion to him. He's just goes about it his business. Aaron Pennington back playing again.
I see Mark Tassang on there. Unfortunately, didn't make it. Ryan Edwards.
Yeah.
All guys that come out to the tour events.
Awesome
Marco, I
solid.
haven't seen him out in a while, but
Nick Utley.
Nick
Otters.
and Greg Olson,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice for showing up, Nick.
He's coming out to Red Deer, I believe.
Well, for now.
We're going to have a Nick Utley sighting on tour.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
All right, we better get the punching bag out.
The same. Hold on.
Let me
Nope,
just
not
remove that so
one.
nobody looks through your personal messages.
Wait,
No dick
there we
pics
go.
here.
Oh, there you go.
Sarah, yeah. Victoria,
Victoria.
Chantel, Brittany, Kayla. Yeah, just usual suspects. Sandy Wake's been around forever, right? And she still makes teams.
She's still so good. It's nice to see Sarah Samq play that well. She's she's been so good for so long. Shannon still making teams, still playing well. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. I think we obviously are missing some, but
That's
We're
a
trying.
Good, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good luck to
this
everybody
weekend,
playing,
guys. Yeah.
for sure.
yeah. So,
We want to over dissect the Albertas or not so much?
Oh yeah, we haven't even touched Alberta. Tim, you gonna bring up the Alberta one or what?
The Alberta one's on the website. You know what? Like I said, first of all, like Central Men's unbelievable team. Calgary Men's is good. Edmonton's probably sitting third best, right? And we have some work for us. I know that for sure.
wow, great job. Way to really nail it down there, Tim.
Okay. Thanks for helping out here, homie.
Oh, anytime, bud. Like,
Okay. Hold on.
You're gonna actually find it there, Dex.
No, well, before we do that, we'll do
Oh yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
Ontario.
Oh, you got? Did you get?
Oh, that's not we got Newfoundland going.
Perfect.
Boom.
Oh, nice, Brad Glenn there,
Shane Chafe,
and
Brandon
Mike.
Smith.
Mike, yeah,
Mike,
Brandon, yeah. Shane.
That's a really solid team.
I don't know who Shane Chafe is.
yeah.
Fair.
Well, longtime Dodger of the podcast, Shane
Yeah.
Chafe. He said he was going to come back on when there was bowling again, and there's been bowling for 8 months. Come on, man! Everyone, call out Shane Chafe.
So of course they bowl 5 different centers, and so does that look like Metro is sending 2 teams?
Well, because they're Plaza and Paradise.
Yeah, it's each
And St. Pat's.
center.
Oh, so each center is called Metro. I guess 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And St. Pat's is sending 2 teams?
I guess so. Yeah, he qualified too. Yeah.
They're all in the same zone, but each center can throw. They were able to get
Good pick.
spots. Okay.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Billy Woods is such a great story, I tell you.
Yeah. If any, yeah.
That's a
Talk
solid
about-
team too.
Resiliency. He's probably a guy we should get on here one day so we could talk about it.
I've reached out to him before, yeah. So Billy, if you don't know his story, I think he shared it many a times, but he had a farming accident where he lost his arm, and
Yeah, lost his left arm.
so he had to go and practice, and he has no arm. And I tell you what, he was part of the gold medal team. We played against him in 2013. Hell of a guy, and he's a hell of a shooter too. So
Yeah. Dave Hand, Kelly
And
Hand.
of course, Mitchell there sending you.
Kelly Hand might be the bowler I know is like the most off his rocker out of everyone I've met in my life. that guy is crazy and awesome. He's so good. But when everyone was doing those 3-shot challenges, he was the guy that like chugged a Mickey.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh no, it was more than that. But
I remember that.
it was
Oh
it was a
boy,
lot of liquor.
I
Oh,
think it
boy.
is. I think it is. Yeah.
the curler.
Oh yeah, the curler Greg Smith is bowling for a chance to go to nationals.
That's neat. Andrew Green, we faced him at nationals when you were younger, right, Tim? In YBC,
No, it wasn't him.
I'm pretty sure. Mitchell, pretty sure it was.
No.
Yeah. Daniel Pedal.
Why? What's with the
Is JB not
the
bowling?
underscores going here?
Emphasis.
I don't know. Well, JB was out. They were playing out of PEI, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
That's all finished now. Yeah.
So it looks like we've got 2 teams for ladies this year, which is good. There was a lot of years where they only had 1 ladies team.
But look, if you scroll down, look at some of the mixed teams. Like Phil's bowling with his daughter.
Tons of mixed teams. Brandon
yeah.
Tibbs, Andrew Murphy, Mike Upshaw, Melissa Manor, Julie
Melissa's
Hughes. Like
there.
that's
Yeah.
that's a really solid team there. Brittany Foley, Phil Foley, yeah.
So
Lots
how are
of
they
mixed
going to
teams.
decide the 2
There's tons
ladies
of mixed
teams?
teams.
Trina. How do they just? I don't know.
Are they going to have like a 16 game runoff or what?
Maybe we should call him Craig Ford. Yeah.
That's the format for the ladies.
That's crazy, and I think there's still a stepladder. So I mean, you play
Really?
first seat, yeah.
Just how about we just skip playing the whole week because we don't want to be tired for our stepladder match. Flip a coin.
Oh, first seat's everything, though, right? See, look.
Yeah,
They're bowling the round robin. Wow. How many game round robin?
Holy man, that's a lot of bowling against the same players all week long.
you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Talk
Yeah,
about
true
building a
enough.
rivalry.
Wow, they have a ton of mixed teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
10 mixed teams? 9 mixed teams? That's impressive.
Yeah, crazy.
So So was there qualifying for these extra teams, or was it you bought your spot and you built your team?
I'm certain you qualify your teams.
Yeah.
So is it like how you guys are doing the youth tournament where your top team is the top players and then the second team is the next 6 qualifiers?
I would assume yes, but I think,
Okay.
to my understanding, you're probably don't quote me on this. It looks like to me that they're designating whether they want to play mixed or men's. Yes, so that has been a discussion because technically their singles are on their mixed team, and that could create an issue at nationals
Right.
because of scheduling. So I don't think technically it would be able to play singles at nationals if you're on the mixed team and you win. You would have to choose.
So they're, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell's saying they buy in teams. So they're sending a team two provincials, which there was a previous comment about that whole conversation.
That was from Mitch. Yeah.
Thanks for doing this, Mitch. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, last but not least.
Let's go. Huge teams, all zones, all across the board. I mean, sure, there's favorites out there, but man, there's some good looking teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, like I always said, Bonnie Doon is going to equalize everything out there. So
Well, it is. But I mean, you look at the Calgary men's team and look at that. Derek Holmes, a hard shooter, and he can throw bombs. Miller's obviously fantastic. Parker, Eric, Rick has played in many tournaments and many nationals, and then Brian Hurst has won tournaments too. I mean, that Calgary team is
ridiculous,
fantastic.
The thing about Derek is Derek's biggest problem is always punching, and like he's strike or punch, and Bonadus are going to be no different for that. So. He just got to get it to the side. As soon as he gets to the side, he'll be just fine. Yeah, that team is going to be really good. The Central men's team is unbelievable. Gary, Victor, Carey, Gino, Brad Wilton, and Shelby Crest. That's an incredible team. Absolutely incredible team. So many national championships between the six of them. Crazy.
And then, while we have it on the screen there, obviously the ladies team from Calgary as well, very strong, and mixed team there from Calgary. Calgary's sending a great contingent. Stacey Weber, Damara just won a tournament down in Calgary, right? Yeah. Tracy Holdsworth can play. Jen Layden's been to how many national championships, right? Tracy Smith is absolute legend. Anne Marie can play, right?
Yeah, the Calgary contingent, that's... I guess you could look at all of them and say that they're possible, like, Alberta contingent winners, but, like, those are stacked teams.
Well, look at the mixed team for Calgary, guys. Rob Wolfson, Ian Howe played unreal this year.
Yeah.
Mike Herbert, right? We know he can play, and playing with Bev on the same team, and Dina and Pam. And Pam's a great player, too, right?
Yeah.
With Jeff as a coach. I mean, that's a stacked Calgary contingent coming here. Let's give them a ton of credit.
Very good.
Central, obviously, we know how good the men's team's looking. The ladies' team, too. I mean, there's a different looking ladies' team there, guys, to be honest with you, with looking Jen Baker. They can play. Emma Jean's come out to a couple of tournaments.
She can play. Too. I think Central ladies have a real good chance to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure. And then even looking at that mixed team, you got Eric and Justin and Sean are power horse guys out of the Central zone. Sean's played an unreal season for the Pro League this year.
Yeah.
And Eric is high energy and can play, and Justin's a big shooter too. He can be there, right? And the ladies, Donna and Robin and Cindy, good for them, right? Cindy will hold her own in there, right, Tim? So
she will, yeah. She's worked hard at it, so I think she's ready to go.
Edmonton, we know how good and strong that men's team's looking. 57s to 5400s for them. I mean, that's just an absolute powerhouse men's looking team. I mean, Tyler and Adam, two of the best top 5 shooters in Canada right now. Let's call it spade what it is. Right? Yeah. And you get Brad Tickett, who can throw monsters, and we've seen that again with Pro League here at Bonnie Doon, throwing 50s, 1,000s for his last 3. Brett Wren can throw big games too. Adam Kemp, I don't think misses the middle very often in monsters. So that's a big team.
Crazy to think that Tyler's a rookie, and I was saying this like I didn't even think of him as a rookie, but just on paper he is, because he's probably more experienced than a lot of us out there, right? So super interesting how he plays.
Ladies, Jenna, Heidi, Julie, Katie, Michelle, Caitlin, that's an experienced team too, although a little bit young, but still, got some veteran savvy there and a good vibe to them that can definitely play. That's going to be a big team. The men's
absolutely.
Right.
I just think it's so cool that Tyler and Jenna both, their last year of YBC was 2020, and they both ended up, losing their 4 Steps Nationals, and then they both got to lose their rookie year of the Open because of COVID, and then they come back this year and they both win. Is pretty incredible. It's neat. It's a cool story. Made for Disney.
Yeah. That mixed team's pretty good. Dexter's first mixed team, I think, ever. So
yeah,
that'll be interesting for him. New experience. Dad's coaching, so that'll be interesting too.
Yeah.
and then I got Aaron, Cody, Brittany, Danielle, and Katie all have experience, right? So,
Yeah. Experience is an understatement. You got Aaron, that's a 2-time Masters singles champion, playing on that mixed team, right? Like, I was just tooting Calgary's horn there too, but like Edmonton is the same thing. All 3 of those teams are national bids for sure. So it's going to be neat to see. If you say all 3 of those contingents, all national teams, it's going to be neat to see the battles all week long, right?
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't even call them sleepers. You got North and South Zone that are full of national champions on those teams as well. A little bit less experience at the national level for some of them, but shooters like.
Then you have Diane, who's got the most national experience of anybody, right?
I'm going to say the North men's team is going to win a lot of points more than people think they are, right? And obviously with the GP Holy Rollers, people got to see a little bit of a taste of what they're like, and they're very good players. The ladies team, obviously, Bonnie and Megan and Corey. Corey can definitely play.
Corey played really good for Grand Prix this year.
Good,
the mixed team, obviously, if you talk to Scotty and Timmy, they think that they won it all. So they have some big shoes to fill there, and maybe some bulletin board material. But besides that, I mean, they can definitely play. So we'll see how that all works out with it. And I'm telling you, I think South ladies team will be a team that can totally be hard to beat as well. I think there's 4 teams in that division, and I think North can actually do very well. It's going to be really tough down there. I think it's one of the best zones altogether. Like everything's kind of equal down there, right? So
yeah, the South ladies, from my understanding, the coach has been switched out, right?
Yes. Curtis Deering will be coaching.
Curtis Deering is coaching Kara. This should be interesting.
The big comeback of Curtis Deering to coach, calving must have been early this year, so he's able to come up and play. But honestly, guys, I know for a fact that he's been working with that team from the mental side, and we know how strong that Curtis has been. And those girls, ladies, believe that they can win, and so they should, right? They've got a solid team there, and they're coming in to disrupt things and to give them some credit. So. I know they're working hard, and they're looking to make waves at provincials, and anything can happen if they can stay focused for 3 days. They're definitely going to be in the mix.
It's really interesting because Bonnie Doon is a real leveling agent for the men's teams for sure, but I think that Bonnie Doon will separate the ladies teams. Mostly because of the amount of deflection you get with a slower ball speed. If you're throwing the ball harder, Jen Baker does, or something like that, you're going to get away with a lot more. You're going to get a lot more strikes. If you throw a slower ball, you're going to leave a ton of corners.
Yeah, it's going to for sure.
I know Diane. Well, Diane will pick up every corner mostly, anyways, right?
Yeah.
If she has that, but. Yeah, Michelle Manton, who's our alternate for Masters tournament for ladies.
Yeah.
Cara Deering has a bunch of experience. Janelle Moyer was Saskatchewan tournament Masters singles champ, right? And so she's brand new there. Larissa Long can play, and Tracy has experience.
Tracy has tons of experience
so
at
I think
level.
That team is totally, and Central ladies is a whole lot different. It's going to be really great to see the battles.
Yeah. Even that South Zone men's team, right? Derek Lewicki, Mike Hershey, Jason Shaw-Ives, Troy Seitz, Dan Radeye, Rob Price. Dan's been to nationals for
umpteen times. He's played 30 years. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to come play too. It's going to be a great competition.
I can't wait. I hope it comes down to the last few matches. It doesn't matter which teams or whatever. Obviously, you want to favor your own team, but coming down to that last day, I don't think there's going to be any runaways. So I think that's going to be cool.
I have more jitters than anything because normally you can figure it out, and but going to 10, you might have to throw the turkey in order to win your match, or you're more than ever, right? Because strikes going to be abundance down there, right? So it's going to.
We can debate the singles qualifying. There's going to be 15 and 15 lady, and top 5 makes that better.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to debate?
That's going to be a shooter. What do you think? What do you think the cut is going to be for the top 5 men, top 5 ladies?
I think
for
two
the Alberta
two eight-
singles.
285 plus for the guys.
Yeah, I think so.
285 plus for the 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
I
even
think
bump
so.
that higher. I think it'll be 290, and somebody will be over
Well,
310.
yeah, you know what?
With only
I
15
think so, but-
guys. Yeah.
and you look how the Masters played. I think I still think it's going to be. There's a couple guys over, maybe 300, a bunch of high 290s, but low end would be 285. I think at the least. Yeah. Yeah.
So you heard it here, guys. If you're going to play the singles next week, you need to shoot 285 to make step ladder. Wow. What's it going to be in Ontario? Because they do the same way, or does everybody qualify?
And so all the singles play, and then they cut it in half at some point.
Right.
And then they cut it in half. Oh, they make the top 5 after so many more games, right? So
Can you throw out some automatics even in Alberta? Who are the automatics that are going to make the step ladder?
it's so tough. Obviously I'm biased. I think Adam and Tyler will have their chance, right? Tyler is just so solid, and Adam's so solid there. I mean, he started off with almost 1,700 for 5 for qualifying, right? When we played out there. So
yeah.
I think those two. I haven't really looked at all the singles, but I have a good feeling for those two.
Do we look at the unofficial odds?
We always look at the unofficial odds, even though
Alright.
we don't condone gambling.
But we still like odds. So
That's right. Odds are always good.
So who has those?
all right. This was sent in by a friend of the podcast that will remain nameless. How can I zoom? View. Zoom. Found it, guys.
No cut in Ontario this year for their singles, they're saying, guys.
Yeah, no cut.
Yeah, what's the...
Oh.
We need to add that as the odds. Will the cut for the top 5 be over 285 or under? For singles,
I
for
also
men's?
will say that perfect game pot escalating is over $15,000 for the weekend.
Wow. So here we are, Edmonton men's teams. Odds on favorites are are Edmonton, then Central, then Calgary, then North, then South. Okay. That's
And-
pretty tight though, guys. Looking at that minus 115 to plus 100, plus 125 for those top 3, that's pretty much even money, no?
How crazy is it that it's negative 150 for shooting a PG at the
There
Open?
will be a perfect game.
Yeah.
There will be. It's just too many good shooters in a high pressure situation. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the cash tournaments and how many perfect games there have been in the last number of years. You put it in the Open and probably arguably the best scoring house in the country. Things are going to happen.
If I was a betting man, I would bet on yes, but I'm not, so I won't.
Will the high team
over
total be over
1605?
1605? I think I'm going to
it'll be
say
high.
yes.
It'll be over 1605.
I think it'll be over for sure.
Millie,
Wow.
you haven't played Bonnie
Yes.
Doon since it went to 17s?
For sure he has. He's just being facetious.
No, I don't think he has.
He hasn't played Masters.
Green
He hasn't
Gold?
played
so he
Masters
wasn't
Yeah,
in
doing that.
Edmonton.
Unless he
But
did
what about-
green and gold.
What about green gold? Yeah.
I don't think he plays green gold, does he?
I don't know.
He's kind of a chump that doesn't play much.
Will someone lose with I think the high team total will be closer to 1700. I think you're looking at a 1665, 1670 that'll be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be 16 and a half. I think it'll happen.
Perfect game pot. Regina
20
versus Saskatchewan.
27
27
grand.
Gs.
Wow.
Will someone
Will
lose
someone
with a
lose
400?
with a 400?
I don't think so. I personally don't think so.
Play me against Miller. Play me against Miller.
I think that's a bet. That's probably the bet I'm looking at. At no at 325. That's probably a good bet.
Will someone average over 300?
No, yeah.
I think if you were just throwing practice balls at Bonnie Doon all day long, sure. But you add in like super high pressure situations, that brings down averages a little. You know, you get a little bit extra pressure, you get a few more punches. I don't think I don't think someone's going to average 300.
Here's the stat we're going to have to follow: is what are the doubles for a match? So you versus your opponent. Are we looking at an 800 double? If we're not going to lose to a 400, then what are we? There's going to be a 430 to a 380, or is it 750? What's the highest double in a match against two players completed in?
I could see a 750.
Yeah. I mean, me and Carey shot, what was it, 403 to 380 one time against each other. I thought I'd do before the 17 inches.
Before acrylic. We were still playing on wood.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Will someone have
a perfect record? Hell no.
I don't think so.
No.
That will not happen.
No.
Well, Edmonton men's team pick a 2-pin. You know what? I don't. Doesn't
Just
say
for the
first
bet.
ball or second ball or third ball, but I mean,
I don't know.
You're not allowed to take that bet and pick it on purpose.
oh,
You're not allowed.
Yeah.
You can't beat
yeah.
Rose this.
You can't beat Rose.
Does Brad Wilton win his first game against Calgary? These are some
Somebody
racy
banked
ones.
it off yeah. Does Brad Wilton win his first game against Calgary? Where's Brad Wilton going to play in the lineup? I say yes. Yeah, I say Wilton wins his first game against Calgary.
Doesn't emergency spare get used? You know what? Who knows? But there's someone's probably going to test positive in the next couple of days.
All
Brad
right.
Moans. Hey, that's a good call out. Thanks, Lenny.
If Brad
Excellent.
Mullins can do it, Edmonton will probably do it.
So take that bet. Take that bet.
You know, he missed out on these mythical futures. Adam Weber versus Gary Baird. That's the one I want to know about because
Yeah.
Adam can't play Gary. Yeah, that
But
guy.
I think it's total pinfall throughout the tournament, though.
Oh, I want to
Yeah.
see matchups. Adam versus Gary Baird. What's the odds?
You could do some bracket matches without actually playing each other in the game. You could you could get real creative here. In this game, we've got kind of like the Autumn Open does. What's that? What do we call that game that we play?
Brackets. Oh, Daryl, we love you. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can set up some brackets on the side. Hey. Yeah.
Yeah, some interesting ones. I like this one. I think that's a really fair, even bet.
Whoever did this up has horrible spelling.
That's Bradley. Yeah, I don't know who Bradley is. I know Bradley with no E.
I don't know. Missing an H in Crest.
Yeah.
My name is Krutz.
I love a capitalization of the last names. Just doesn't happen.
There you go. Fixed.
Fun. It's going to be a great tournament, guys. Looking forward to it. Always the biggest one of the
Yeah.
year to look forward to
Yeah.
the Open.
Honestly,
Yeah,
can't
man.
wait for it.
Actually, so we can bring up some topics actually from Barker. That might be a good spot
Yeah.
for it. Because it is debate night, right? Not analyze the open night. Like that's what Lenny says.
Right. Let's debate something.
All right. Let's do that.
Okay, so let's pull up.
First question. Do you normally shoot for the nose or play a specific pocket? Neither. Yeah, I don't know. I don't do either. I kind of try to find a line and then focus on my finish so that I don't have to play pocket. I get hit either side. I put the ball down a little. I hit right side. I get the ball out a little. I hit left side. If I throw the ball really well, it can be thick and with like lots of rotation, get away with stuff. So I don't really play for either.
I play for the beak. I just hit the middle, and I don't care where on the middle, but as long as I can finish my shot, I'll score. So it shows how bad I am when I'm really missing far left and far right. But it's given me a career.
I'm both. At times when I'll just want to hit the middle, just that's a win, that's a success. But then once I start getting a little bit more dialed in, then I'm playing that shot, and I'm really looking to hammer home that pocket if I'm playing it good.
So you throw at the middle, but when you start hitting the left side and you're throwing really well, then you continuously hit left side. That's your pocket you shoot for, yeah.
Yeah, and it just the feel of it, the natural of just what I'm doing. I just like, okay, this shot is going and it's working. But the number one is to hit the middle. That's the goal. But then if you start getting into a really routine, then I feel like, okay, I've got this line, in there that I can play that shot. But not overemphasizing that has to be the left line. But yeah, at times definitely try to dial in that pocket.
Yeah, mine is definitely pocket, and find it during practice which pocket I'm playing. But even if I finish with lots of fingers and I hit on the beak and it crunches, it's still not a good shot. So I try and figure out where the mistake was. You can get away with those a few times, but then they start turning to head pins. So I always play a pocket. Always.
Yeah.
Pretty sure if I tried to specifically play pocket, I that's when I would start punching all the time. Just because I just try to focus so hard on being accurate that I lose everything on it, and it just becomes a push into the middle.
I can tell by a push by my foot speed or everything like that if it's good. But yeah, it's crazy. I know lots of people just play for target and just hope for the best, and then I envy people like Carrie that can pick a board or pick that and find a pocket. I'm just not that good, not that talented.
Yeah, you're gonna make mistakes, right? So I understand playing for the beak because hopefully your mistakes is on either side of that. But what if I just don't understand it, because if you're playing really well, you're throwing the ball well, you're hitting your target, the beak isn't good. And it doesn't matter what amount of fingers you have, you're still going to lose a certain amount of those to head pins.
Okay.
It just baffles me that people play to hit the middle or just to hit the middle.
So I have my middle arrow to my right of the middle arrow. Those two arrows, right? And how often do I hit that? I look at it, but I probably hit right of that most of the time, right?
So I usually hit right pocket?
Right pocket if I'm playing well, but I can get away with the left one if I overthrow it.
But then, I mean, not exactly that though, Tim. As you get rolling, you feel like the right pocket's the shot. So I'm just going to keep dialing in right pocket. I'm throwing the ball, but really the right pocket is the
I'm not intentionally trying to do it, but if I'm playing well and I'm finishing my shot and my tempo is good, I usually hit right pocket. But if I overamp up and I throw it across, then I get away with it on the left, right? And then if I'm
for sure.
And then if I'm super bricky or my tempo is real fast, I'll push it and it'll be a brick, right? You kind of, and that's where I can make my adjustments on my where I'm standing more or less than anything.
Yeah, I think just what we're discussing is all kind of the same thing. We all have a pocket we prefer and what we're playing for. But if we're throwing the ball really well, your misses are still good, right?
Yeah.
But you're still aiming for a certain pocket. You're just
You're trying to play to your strengths and your weaknesses at the same time, right? For me, my weakness is always lift. So what I'm playing a line where if I get the ball out and throw the ball proper, it's left side.
That's why I don't think playing a beak makes any sense, because nobody's playing beak.
Yeah,
right.
But if I put the ball down, I'm going to hit right side. But more than anything, I'm trying to focus on just good release so I can get away with both sides and thick and thin. If I get the good release, it doesn't matter where I hit as long as it's not right through the front face.
So when you're in the zone, you're 50-50?
Pretty close. Like go back and watch.
That's why you guys don't have perfect games. That's my guess right there.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say,
100%. That's why I
was say, Carrie, is if you go back to watch Tour Finals, because I know you were just watching Tour Finals last time. You can watch me hit the middle, freaking 50-50 on both sides of the head pin and shoot 400.
Yikes!
But that's interesting how you're doing that, and you're hitting a different spot in the lane when you're throwing it out there. Then, like it's obviously tracking to the left or tracking to the right. You're not aiming for the same spot over and over and over.
It's interesting though, Daryl. So back in the day when we went to bowling school in Saskatoon, they did this drill, and they took a sheet of paper, a sheet of newspaper, right, and ran it from the foul line to the arrows, and then you just throw balls over and over and over and over, and you mark on the sheet what your result was. And at the end of it, after shooting 50 balls or whatever, when I did it, my line was dead straight. Like where I landed on the lane was a dead, perfectly straight line, but my lift was totally different. So my line is exactly the same, but if I get the ball out 3 feet, it's going left side. If I put the ball down 6 inches in front of me, it's the same line, but it's going to hit right side. It's the same target, but that lift makes all that difference in the world.
Interesting.
That's what I say. Interesting.
Yeah. There you go. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly enjoy, strikes from both sides, but I just feel like once you get dialed in, and I look at like a guy like even Matt Schultz, when he's been super dialed in here lately, he is playing that same shot over and over and over and over. And that's kind of the game, is that you want to see if you can battle the consistency. If you can just find it and start hitting it 12 times over, then you're having some success. But you get away with the misses. But I just feel like sometimes the line, but I want to hit the middle. Yeah, it's a mix.
Yeah, but you're trying to play it so that if you do make your typical mistake, you're still okay.
Yeah,
and I
think by not making a 50% mistake, right? That's
But if you go back and watch Matt's perfect game attempt a couple weeks ago, one was buried right side and one was left side for.
Yeah, but out of his first 9 shots, I
all right,
almost guarantee 8 of them were left.
They're all right pocket.
They're all right pocket. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like he's consistently on one side. When the pressure gets there, that's kind of maybe when you make your small mistakes. But when you're rolling, you want to hit the same result, right? I don't know. That's just what I think.
There you go. That's exactly it, Miller. You have a good shot for one pocket, but your mistake is the other pocket.
You just hope it's not 50-50.
Yeah,
you hope you throw more good shots than bad shots.
Hey, you'd want to get to a point of 75-80%.
If it's 50-50 and you're shooting, 50% of your shots are 100% perfect.
It's never going to be good if you're 50-50. Never.
I guess, but okay, I'll say this. All of us that are playing the Open, for example, 95% of us are all good enough to make that adjustment, or should be able to make that adjustment if you're punching, right? And I'm not saying whether it's move your mark or it's not, or how you're viewing it, but you're moving your mark, moving your feet, and going with what you got to do to change, right?
This is the debate. Do you think it's good if your strike shots are 50-50?
What difference does it make if you score well?
Do you think that's sustainable?
Absolutely. I made a career out of it.
Yeah, I don't mind plowing for the first 5 frames and then bang out the last 5. Right? I mean, that's still better than strike plow. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all about knowing your own game and what's going to be successful for you 95% of the time.
That's a horrible debate. I don't like it.
Because
you're not debating, you're just stating, and then that's it. The debate is, do you think it's good if it's 50-50?
Why is it bad?
Because I don't think it's sustainable. Okay, yeah, so because I don't think it's sustainable.
But
you think you're going to lay down and be accurate that many times compared to throwing a good shot most of the time?
But it has been sustainable.
Yeah.
That's the argument. You may not like it, but it has been sustainable.
Right there.
The strike ratio, yes.
But the pocket.
But the strike ratio, they're probably 40 of that 50% is probably a certain pocket, Tim, is my argument. Not 25-25.
Is there a way for us to figure that out?
Would it be 80-20 rule?
Unfortunately.
The old business, 80-20 rule. 80% you want to be the same shot, and the 20% is your miss.
I would assume so. I would think you want a majority of your shots to be one pocket. The mistake is to get away with the other one. You don't want that to be 50-50. That I don't agree, Dexter. I don't think you're a 50-50 player as much as you're preaching it. I don't think so.
Okay, as long as it's anyways, So 50% makes you a top 20 player, okay? And then
Yeah.
the plow ratio is like most is like what, 20%?
Yeah, it's like 15 to 20, or somewhere down to 11% in the top 20, I think.
Okay, so then you look at, so you have 30% at the bare minimum for either a miss or corners or chops or something sparable. Right? Yeah, I learned from Bruce. Bruce says I just throw the ball down the middle.
Yeah. But I remember watching Bruce quite a bit, and a lot of his shots were always on the same side. He did get away with bad shots,
For
but
sure, yeah.
most of
But
his
he
shots
would-
were in pocket, right?
Yeah.
Like he was, as much as he was saying he was just throwing at the middle, he was hitting a certain hit.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't be
He got away
switching
with
from left
some
pocket
stuff.
to right pocket every frame back and forth. And I don't think that's something that's sustainable is go left pocket this frame, right pocket next frame, left pocket, right? You're probably going to have more success if you have a 80-20 rule. And you're going to most of your shots are going to be the similar shot in pocket. You want to hit the consistency mark.
Carrie's gonna probably be like more like upset with my theories, but but I'll throw it out there. For example, I started this in 2013 Open Provincials. I was going double plow, double plow, double plow, double plow. I just couldn't get out of my mind. So finally, Casey looked at me. He's like, "You're gonna get pulled, or you try something." So then I said, "Okay, perfect." So I threw a double. I was playing on the right side of the middle, and I went over 10 boards and played on the left side, and I threw a strike. Okay, at the same mark, but obviously different. And then I went back on 4 and went back where I shot my first 2 strikes just to clear my mind. Is that something you guys do?
Yeah, I played the Heritage Traditional one time. On the left lane, I played from the left, and on the right lane, I played from the right.
Yeah.
I actually did that again at Open qualifying at Innisfail because the ball returns were so high. I had to play from the right on the right lane.
Yeah, I've done that a few times at Bonnie Doon too, where the left lane I'll play on the left side because that was a line I wanted to play, but it was impossible for me to play it properly on the right lane because the ball return impedes your legs and all those things, and then so then all of a sudden you play right side instead.
I think that's a great adjustment. It keeps your focus in both lanes, right? Instead of just free flowing, right? Free flowing is definitely good. Like there's nothing wrong with that because you can get away with a lot of weird hits and all that stuff, but you can lose focus quickly that way too, and it can go away fast. My experience.
When Bonnie Doon had wood lanes and it was a little bit more susceptible, especially on Wednesday nights, I played differently on the left lane and on the right lane, and not because of ball returns, but because of they drag and pull opposite lanes. So one lane would be a drag and one would be a pull. Push and pull all the way down.
Yeah.
So this is what Timmy was referring to for everybody that doesn't know. JB Rainsberger did some WCBT stats. Tongue twister. For the first 2 tournaments, the Autumn Open and TPC at Sherwood. So these are the top 20 strike ratios for those 2 tournaments. And then you can see the punch rates beside it and the spare rates and unknown rates, which is due to the Autumn Open, I do believe, because we're using Pro Score and we couldn't differentiate between certain 7 hits and 8 hits and stuff like that. But
and look at that. So 56% is the highest strike rate.
Yeah. And that was against my match, I think, when he threw all that shit against
guys
me.
that went deep. Yeah.
But yeah, the top 20 players are all 50% strike rate, right? 50% or above, and their punch rate is under 20%. There's a couple like Jonathan Cowan and Tyler, they punch a bit more than the rest of us, but they also hit the middle more than some of the other players too.
And that odds are you're gonna punch 1 out of every 5 balls. 5 frames.
So
wow. So you're going to average 2 punches a frame. That's the guys at the top of their game are their average are punching twice a game. That's an interesting one to dissect a little bit into.
Look how crazy that is for me. I'm only 11% punches.
I agree because you miss the middle a lot.
No, I'm like 80 some percent. 80 some percent. So you look at it though. I'm experienced enough to know my game and know not to punch, right? And
Why weren't
you
you
can
winning the tournaments then if you're only punching 1 out of every 10 shots?
Well, it's Tyler for sure.
Because he's ripping 3 pins.
I missed the middle. High angle, Tim. See, look, that's what I play. I play high angle. I don't play about this and go like that, you know. Yeah.
I tell you, my Sunday league, I've been about 50% other way around, 50% head pin, 15% strike. Right, Dex?
It's been a few.
Hey, you
Dex
know
and
what?
I have a bet going on in Sunday league. Who's had the most head pins in the last 90 days? And apparently your system can determine that. You might be able to find out. So we got a side bet.
We'll just dump it at J-Brains.
I did play Daryl on Sunday. I think I doubled him.
Oh yeah, we are in my Sunday league team, guys. Is in the catastrophic, like awful last 4 weeks that
You know what?
we've ever had. It's like embarrassing. We've had like 2 points, 4 points, and 6 points in 4 weeks out of 32s. Like we just can't win. It's an absolute beating on Sundays.
So this is why
Average
Tyler
Joe
can
maybe
afford
won.
that high punch rate, Daryl, because he hits the middle more than anybody else,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So he's gonna have a higher punch rate. Just he has a sheer amount more of hitting the middle.
Yeah. Where's mine?
93.5%.
Yeah, Tim,
you guys.
you're not on this list.
I know, but I'm asking you.
I don't know. This is just what JB has posted.
Well, just
93.5. Look at these guys, though. I believe that, right? Derek, Adam, Mitch, Sly, Jonathan. Kreitz, look at you, 90%.
Yep.
Not in Pro League, though. Greg, Brad.
Oh no, my hit percentage in Pro League is still high. I just wasn't very good and I couldn't spare shit.
You
I
missed
did
left
not
like 5 straight times that one game.
I was following Tim though. That was the issue.
hey, why don't you look at the newest one on April 3rd? Put that stat up there.
Where is it?
April 3rd. Yeah, put that one up there.
April 3rd. Average, right?
Yeah,
Is that
put
what I'm
that-
talking about?
Put that bad boy up there. Yeah, we'll see who's the best. Carrie is the
ahead of
best. But look at me. Look at me more games. I played more games. I have more total points, except for Dex. We played so many more games than anybody else, and you know that just
Because that
proves to
includes
show-
like multi-shifting and stuff too,
that
right?
just proves to show that you don't have to be in peak physical condition to play well on tour.
I am in peak physical condition. Thank you very much.
Okay.
and Sly is no longer allowed to throw a single another game.
Yeah, he's
69.
stuck at that number.
Yeah,
He's gonna stay there forever.
Nice.
Nice.
I can't wait for 10 years from now to be able to have all the stats. We can go back and we're at like 25,000 or like number of games played or 700 games played. I mean, in the history of the tour.
Agreed.
Yeah, I can't
And
wait
looking
for
at that hit percentage, looking at spare percentage over time and term, it just so good to be able to look at that data. And for anybody who wants to get better,
Well,
just quickly looking at it.
I sure hope he
I've been
has.
spending more time trying to not rip 3 pins.
Well, all
Seems
I know,
like a better strategy. If you look at
here's a story.
if you look
If
at
we haven't told anybody, sorry, go ahead, Dex.
if you look at the stats that they've been doing, 3-pin spare percentage is like 20%. It's interesting looking. If you look at the 5-pin spares, wow, blocked. If you look at pitch spares, it's like 50%. But 3-pin spares are like 20%. So you have a 1 in 5% or 1 in 5 chance of sparing a 3-pin if you punch it. Stop punching 3-pins. That's the rule. Just stop doing it.
Well,
I
all
bet you
know,
mine's higher than that.
all I know is I saw Dexter
spare
laugh
3
and smile after he hit 3 of them, and I currently had COVID at that time, and I was like, he's smiling,
That's-
ripping 3-pins.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like-
yeah. That's-
I think I checked my phone. I think I really checked it across the room. I was like,
it wasn't a smile like haha that's funny. It's a smile like I'm gonna fucking kill somebody.
Should we move over to that to the Pro League this Sunday? We're going to start getting into playoffs here. Regular season's done. We're into the playoffs. Big matches this Sunday coming up. First round.
Yeah, we'll bring up the. Hope I brought the right ones in here. So, yeah. So this Sunday, for the Cargill division, Dream Crushers playing the Kingpins. Winner goes
Here,
faces
Sherwood
Paradise
Bolton have a
Marvel.
packed house.
we got a packed house full of little brats. Yeah, we're gonna be there. Full house of kids.
Changing lanes.
No,
We're gonna. Yeah.
Keeping it 16.
No,
yeah.
we're not gonna be on 16. No.
Oh no.
Oh, are we supposed to say anything, Dex? Wow.
Well, you're just gonna lie to the people. I value honesty. We're not gonna be playing on lane 16.
Okay, we're playing.
What difference does it make? We're gonna be playing on lane number 1. What difference does it make?
Well, see, that was our secret weapon because
That's not a secret weapon. It's a
Weber
lane.
Weber shot a 450 there, right? So it's just
On both lanes. So we only shot half a perfect game on lane 1.
So Dream Crushers, Kingpins. It's going to be a big match come first match, and obviously Kingpins are looking to disrupt some things in that division and move on. Schwartz has played great.
they've been all played
yeah.
awesome all year. Yeah.
Gino Baker,
possible
Eric,
MVP.
yeah, in the mix for sure.
I think they're definitely a tough team, and they even got stronger over the season. So
Yeah.
if they ditched their manager, I think they'd be even better. But I mean that's a summer thing, right? So
Paradise then plays. They've got a full house as well Sunday morning. This is tournament season. Everybody's busy.
yeah.
Paradise full house 10 a.m. There they go.
Hey Miller, that you're on, I got a question for you. Is it weird to play with maybe no subs? Is it gonna be weird?
No,
Like a
no
different-
emergency spares.
I mean, that's how you got the first seed, right? So I mean, I just want to make sure that that maybe you have some team cohesion right there.
Hey, shut your mouth.
I know. I just
Shut your mouth. No trash talk before Sunday. Shut your mouth.
First season controversy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then, obviously, there's 2 weeks off because of the Open for Alberta. Some of the teams in the playoffs are obviously involved in the Open, so we can't take Sunday away from them. And then the Green and Gold tournament in Bonnie Doon is the weekend after, is it not? Yes, it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously the teams involved in the next round of playoffs also are part of Green and Gold. It's one of the biggest tournaments that we have in our province. So we don't want to take that away again. So all the way till May 1st. And I did upload the wrong one. Matt first. BPG Bombers versus Next Gen. And then moving on to play Toppler Roses.
And the finals would be when the finals.
The next weekend.
Some
the
big
8th.
big matches there. I mean, Next Gen's coming off some big finishes there. Brad Tippett obviously throwing monsters. We already know what Bonnie Doon can do. Next Gen beat Bombers earlier on in the round robin.
Yeah, no, it can't wait to watch this match. Obviously, it's going to be huge. We did
Bombers
see
have played some big Bombers. Remember too, what 2 highest game totals? Right, they were both a couple of 1500s to finish the season.
You bet.
Some big scores out there. So hopefully,
What is this? A pumping BPG hour?
this is not a one word against BPGs. But all of you guys wouldn't say a freaking word about Bombers, so I had to step in and say something about my own team to pump them up.
I was just about to, but you cut me off.
How many times have you seen commentary, Daryl? I wish the Dream Crushers lose this match.
Whatever. I
wish
did
it-
that once, Tim, and then I got in shit, so I quickly learned I better not do that. Gotta do that to everybody.
Oh, man.
Cool.
You can kick Tim's butt later.
Who's commentating this Sunday? There. You want us to be on your side and cheer you on or not? Or you
Well,
want
I
us to throw
you know
shade
what?
and start chirping at you early on to throw you off the game.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, at the
Yeah,
end of
because
the day,
you're not in the lineup. It doesn't matter for you, but maybe the other guys.
I'm showing up for the first fucking time since January. I think I deserve to be in. No.
No, I think you should be out for that reason.
Yeah,
later,
you're the out guy.
Carrie's just trying to get in. I know. It's okay. No.
Do you even know? Do you know your lineup already,
Yes.
or is
No.
that not yet?
No.
Tim, did you just say yes?
Yeah.
What is it, backwards day? You're just like, you're saying no when it's a yes, and you're saying yes when it's a no.
I'm just gonna say that I think Adam Weber is going to be not playing either bench. He's going to be sitting all together. So that's a spoiler alert, guys.
You're right. Weber's anchor and Victor's lead.
Yeah, bad.
Guaranteed.
He's got like some really bad nipple chafing lately, so
Yeah,
he's on the IL right now until he finds the right band-aids.
Yeah, for nipplesitis. Yeah.
Yeah. Tim likes chirping and never pans out for him, so I wish he would really stop one of these times. But
Yeah.
Oh well, come on! I'm the only one who's giving some light in this game. You got to have some backup power. The last time we played Heartland, I was pretty freaking nervous because I knew if we lost, Gallagher would do it. So that's why I'm not chirping Gallagher. I'm just chirping everybody else.
weren't you just saying if they had a better manager?
Yeah, but the team's great. The manager is real tough, right?
That's literally chirping Bob.
In all fairness,
Him specifically, actually.
in all fairness,
exactly.
Bob and I have a love-hate relationship, a lot more love than hate. And when I had that broom incident, I have a video of Robert having it on his television, and he said, "Look at this dumbass from Sherwood Bowl," and he played over and over and over on Wednesday nights for his league bowlers.
We did see on Facebook today that one of the Paradise Marvel people was chirping that Calgary ended up on top of both divisions. How do you guys feel about that as Edmonton standards? How do you feel about Calgary leading the charge?
Gotta have him
No,
win
okay,
something
so-
for once.
That's
Okay.
I don't see either one of them coming out of their division. So what does it matter if they finish first? Anyway?
Yes.
Well, there it is.
Good for them to finish first. Way to go. Let's see who makes it to the end. You got the bye, but I don't think either one of them are winning.
Mark Miller, the only place with old
The Marcel.
bases and the only place that you could spare splits on a continuous basis. Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you just gotta hit the side of the middle and play your game. That's all. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be fun. I'm really hoping the kids that we're bowling beside, obviously some of them follow and watch us, to get a little bit involved in it. I think it'd be really nice to get them, see them a little bit of excitement from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So during May 1st, is there any tournament going on with the Bombers to help them along?
No. No, it just happened to be that way.
Well,
that's
we'll be
okay.
down there.
We
We'll
can-
cheer you on.
We booked the tournament in and hoping for the first seed, but that didn't work out. So we'll go for the second.
First seed, we still would have been playing anyways.
Oh, then I booked it and then there was a mess up. But you know what? It's great that we have all these kids in there. We're gonna have a good time.
It'll be awesome. They'll love it.
Yeah.
Who's going to be playing in the final?
Oh, jeez.
That's through
Us and the Bombers. Us and the Bombers.
Us and the
right?
Bombers. I mean,
us
that's
and the Bombers.
we
At
create.
Sherwood Park, and then we will play head to head for those 3 games
For the final, you bet.
for the final 3. That's the way we'll do it.
I say a lot of things. I don't say that we're going to be in the finals just yet, but
That's what everybody wants to see, right? Everybody wants to see the Bombers and the Dream Crushers in the final playing head to head for 3 games.
yeah.
That's right.
I feel like
That's
I
right.
feel like the Dream Crushers are like the Yankees. That like everybody's evil empire, right? You know, it is what it is, right? We'll take that up.
It'll be interesting.
So
Back
next
to-
topic on the
back to the
list of
topic,
things that Steve Barker sent in. Let's just
Oh,
let's
yeah,
just move
yeah.
on.
Let's get back
Let's
to
just
that.
move on. Oh. All right. In a TV style match, do you like to start and finish last, or go second so you get 2 frames at a time the whole way and throw 9 and 10 first to apply pressure?
See, look, we're just like the Yankees. You know what? That's what it is.
So yeah,
I don't like that Steve is asking us to give all away our secrets. And what we like. What we don't
right before
like.
the Open too.
Yeah.
Okay, Carrie, you go first.
No, I'm good. I'll abstain.
I prefer to finish first right now. I mean, I'm not playing in as many big matches as you guys have, so I don't have the confidence to close it out if I had to. So I'd rather set the tone, and then if somebody else beats me, good for them, they beat me. But for right now, I'd rather not finish first until I can build that confidence to play those. But
I think I can play both. I think it just depends on the situation and who I'm bowling against. You can sort of tell when bowlers are, because you have upturns and downturns on certain things like that, and they might have had a big game or they might be a little bit struggling, but they got through a game. I probably would play a little bit differently than somebody who's playing hot, right?
So, yeah.
It just depends on the scenario.
For this, since it doesn't affect the Open at all, so that's fine. Personally, I prefer to go second. I like to put the pressure on. I mean, at the end of the day, you still got to throw the higher score. So whether I do that finishing first or finishing second, it doesn't matter to me. But so I'd much rather just put the pressure on the other person.
If anybody's ever played me at the Autumn Open, I never carry a coin. If the other person has a coin, great, flip it. They can call it. I don't care. You can even choose. Don't even flip a coin. It doesn't matter. There's no defense in bowling. You just gotta throw your better game and beat them.
But if you were choosing, how would you choose?
If they forced me to choose,
Yeah.
whatever names are up on the board, whoever's on the left lane goes first.
That's how you do it. It really totally doesn't matter. But you're trying as much as possible to not have to choose.
Yeah, I don't care. I'd rather not have to make that choice.
So now everybody out here watching this is going to sit there and be like, "No, you choose, Carrie. You choose."
I'll be like, look at the board. Let's go.
I think Mark's missing the point here. Quit wasting your opponent's time waiting for the nod. This is for a head-to-head match by Mark, like at TPC and Autumn Open. If you're talking about at the Open, then yeah. I guess in the 10th frame rules do
Home
apply
team
now,
chooses,
right? So yeah, so you don't really get a choice regardless. So
yeah, that's one thing. The Open this year, 10th frame rule. Yeah, I will say.
Sorry, 10th frame rule is home team chooses, correct?
I
believe yes.
Ball for ball.
So
I thought.
you can.
It is ball for ball, but the home team anchor or the home
chooses.
team player can be like, you can go, or they have the option.
Yeah, same as Masters National.
But yeah, so for Mark, I think it's completely different scenario while doing it for the Open and stuff like that in those situations. That is actually the next question. In a close match, do you want to go first or second in the 10th? Would knowing your opponent affect that decision? I think it just really depends on the situation in the Open. You know, if you're up a little bit or up 20 points or something and they've got a strike going home, but they need to throw the double in 10 to even force you to have any pressure, I would almost let them go first because they have all the pressure, and you don't want to give them you don't want to go up there and then maybe punch and then give them life and be like, okay, you know what? I throw this turkey, I win. I would almost let them go up first, having them assume that you're probably going to get a mark or something like that. Put all the pressure on them.
I don't know.
I don't know about that because you can only do one thing. Like, I guess there might be a little more pressure, but I'm just going there to throw the strike anyways. You let me go first. I put the pressure back on you. Right? So is there really a point making them go first or go after you? You go throw the bomb. It doesn't matter.
I think for me, body language is huge. If I see a guy always want to go first, then I will try to go in first before him.
That's the best thing, yeah.
And there's a guy on Sundays that plays. He will not throw the first ball ever on Sunday. And if I'm close in 9 and 10, I'll just go dick around above and get. He's like fuck. Michael Marciano, and he will not
He's
throw.
Like,
so I'll go and play. I'll go dick around 9 and 10, and then he'll go throw his first ball, and he might miss. He might because he never does it, and then I go throw my strike or whatever, right? Just because I know he never ever wants to go first, right? So there's certain
and let's be honest, like Carrie, as much as I say that, I'm also the guy that like I never want to wait. So I will still always choose to go first in that situation. But
in a team situation, if you guys are on a team and your anchor bowler is going, do you want your anchor bowler to have the last ball, or do you want him to go first to put the pressure on?
That doesn't matter because our anchor bowler, doesn't matter what it is, supposed to be your best bowler or could be playing the best at that time. You have the utmost confidence in them. So whether they bowl the first or second.
See, and that's exactly the moment that the difference for me is that I'd want my anchor bowler, whether it was me or whether it was somebody else playing, I want the last shot in a team situation. I need to know what I got, and I need to throw that last ball to win it all, right?
I think that would be the best for the excitement of it and to have it in your hands at the very last ball of the match. It's up to you. That's a ton of pressure, but your anchor player is probably used to all that pressure and brings out diamonds. I think that's good.
So out of all my open experiences, this is how fortunate I've been. I had Mark Johnstone as my anchor. I've had Dexter for a bit of my anchor. I've had Adam Weber as my anchor, and I had Matt Schultz as my anchor. Right? I mean, that's when I say, like, I'm super fortunate when you know that going into 10, that person is going to be hitting the middle or giving a good shot every time, right? So I trust them in everything they throw, right? So
that's an interesting comment from Miller.
Yeah, before we jump into that, so from personal experience, because I've been a lead player most of my provincials and most of my nationals, if a player is always cutting me off to go lead their team first, because it tends to happen, guys will cut people off and stuff like that. When I'm the home team, I love that because when it comes to the 10th frame, there's not a chance you're throwing first. So keep cutting me off all you want because it's not going to happen when it matters.
And you will call them out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can. 100%. Do you know it was crazy? We never had the home and away rule for the 10th frame. 2013 Open, I will say that Edmonton benefited from it. There was a lot of tangles down in Panorama that year, and we just ran the sheet off. Now we could have just been dog shit and punched a bunch, but we played very well in 10 that weekend, and we ran a lot of sheets off.
That wasn't the 10th frame though, Tim. It had that we did that in frame like 6.
No, there was many times we did it on the weekend.
Yeah,
many times, and I know Gary brought it up, and that's where we made the change, right? And in all fairness, it was probably a good rule change.
Yeah. It's a huge rule change. It's match play. I like that your team can run wilds in a frame, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, what's wrong with ball for all the points, all the money, right? That should be the essence of the tournament.
Yeah.
Just a team running away with it every frame because they got the lucky break of not having tangles or some unfortunate event. Like, is that really the essence of the competition? I don't think it is.
No, but it was fun when we did it. But
I think Steve Barker's comment. Yeah, Steve Barker's comment there about depending on what the score is in the match, he'd hate to throw a good shot for a corner and then give him a win without even throwing a shot. So if a guy is up in the match, you're going to let him go first. So then hopefully opens the door for you. Is that the sort of philosophy there, Steve, sounds like?
Yeah,
which makes sense. I mean, if you go up, you're automatically, and you pitch, you're automatically giving the guy the win. But conversely, if you go up and you throw a strike, now you're putting the pressure on the guy that he's got to keep going. So,
yeah, it's a double-edged sword, right? It's what you prefer, I think. I always prefer, I think in the end, when it comes to it, putting a little bit of pressure on them. But I think whatever the other player can do, I can do just as well. So yeah, it all depends. I think it depends on the situation and who you're playing. Who you're playing matters too. If they're a freewheeler and they like to throw the ball first, like Dexter, you probably don't want
it's
them
so
getting
hard
up on
too,
the lane
right,
before
guys?
you, right?
Of trying to make those decisions in real time and going with the flow and trying to think about them from all angles. I mean, that's what the elite bowlers can do is, make those adjustments and make those decisions at the right time.
It usually happens. You're probably already thinking about a frame or two ahead, right? It's like, if I throw this strike or I throw this double going to 10, I should be looking to do this, right? You're always thinking about a frame or two ahead, usually. Yeah.
So we'll swing around back to Miller's question here. So does anybody have the experience of calling out the opponent in the 10th frame if they went up and through without the nod or whatever you want to call it? I've never seen it actually called back. I've seen it happen, but I think we were involved in it. Guy went up before and through, but we still played on. We didn't say, hey, pull that ball back.
It was our Masters. It was our Masters.
Yeah.
I have for sure. I can't pinpoint it, but I know I can definitely feel an instance where we would call a guy back and say, no, you can't go yet, or whether it was my team. But I definitely feel like there's been decisions and been times you have to call it back.
Yeah,
even if the ball's been thrown.
If a ball's already been thrown, now that's another story. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what he's kind of going at.
Right. If it's already been thrown and calling it back and saying it's legit.
I've called somebody back before they've thrown the ball for sure because we were home team. I've done that, but I haven't made the person erase that throw and rethrow. Right. That's
communication and coaching and teammates and just guys, you got to know the rule and you just can't do it. The 10th frame rule.
I will say we're gonna have issues with that the Open. I think this year. I'm quick refresher because we haven't played it in so long that people might forget about that rule. So that's the coaches and managers meeting and talking to your players. But I think in a matter of the situation depends if I would call that or not. I mean, if we're up a lot and whatnot for the gamesmanship, I would not worry about that. But if somebody's going five bagger, then unfortunately, I think that's a call you have to make.
Yeah. So John, this is it mimics the Masters national rule. So it's ball for those two players that are playing that match. Then when it goes to the next players, they decide. The home team decides who's throwing first. So it's for each match of the whole thing. It's not like if home team decides to throw first, their lead player throws first, and then everybody else in that lineup throws first. That's not how it is.
Steve's got a good point here. Attaboy.
I
would love to see that.
And if that's, I don't know what it's like in Ontario, but if that's Alberta and that coach is drunk, he's gone anyways.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We're not allowed to drink at the competition, correct, Tim?
No.
On your buys.
Yeah, on your buys or your lunch break, but not during the competition.
Yeah, the problem is with the way the format runs, who does singles on the Wednesday now, there was a defined lunch break during the traditional part, but you can't do that now, right? So you find your lunchtime, so on and so forth, right?
On your buys.
Right. There is no official lunch break anymore.
No, which is fine. I mean, people go up to the mall or whatever they want to go to and do that stuff.
Yeah, it's nice that we're in the dune. There's lots of food close by and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did Steve have any more questions, or was that kind of the...
That was it? We got through.
I'm not sure if somebody sent me something. Just give me a second here.
I love the church, yeah.
What are you getting at, Lenny?
Drink away? Smoke away? Hey, that's legal. It's legal if you go outside and do it. I mean, why is that not? No?
Well, no, it's because
on a buy, I think it's fine.
But alcohol,
on a buy, it's fine.
Yeah, but alcohol is the same thing, right? You can't do it while you're bowling.
Right. So
Yeah, on
And
a
if
fine,
you're
it's fine,
and if
but not
and if
during
you're
a
in,
match.
if you're intoxicated, hey Lenny, I will be completely honest with you. I'm 100% for drinking at provincials. Unfortunately, I'm the only zone that realizes that's a great idea. Because, but yeah, so
I think if you have the right players, it's fine. I think there was times in the past that there wasn't the right players, and drinking is a bad idea because it led to weird situations, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand the rule. I just think it can be moderated. But
bring back drinking. Bring back drinking.
It was never there, but I think it definitely will be for sure.
As we go further and further down the road and more years down the road, and it's harder and harder to host events because it costs the bowling center so much money to do so, that's going to be the compromise where they're going to be allowed to have some drinks to kind of offset some of those costs.
Yeah, I played national classifieds nationals. Walked in there and I was like, so everybody's having a beer. I was like, oh yeah, perfect. So you had a few beers. My team came in 8th. Yeah.
A huge point there, Dex. You're exactly right, because in a normal weekend, I mean, your bars are open, and your open play is spending money on food and beverages, and beverages is a big point of margin for a center. You got to have it on for those 3 full days or 4 full days that they're giving up. Man, that's a lot of money that they're potentially giving up.
I'm going to say roughly 15% of our revenue. I think somewhere around there. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's something that needs to be discussed
Business.
at the
Business
association
decision,
levels,
for sure.
right?
Yeah.
They either gotta pony up some more money for these proprietors to help offset these losses, or find a way to help them out, right? And obviously, selling liquor at a full venue makes a lot of sense. But
Amen.
no, John, no. The answer to your question is it's ball for ball. So if you choose to go first, it's ball for ball. You throw one ball, he throws one. You throw one ball, he throws one. You have to throw it in order.
And the home team chooses which, if your team is going to go first, or you're going to give up first for the entire team.
No.
No.
It's by player.
player
By player.
player for player.
Home
Yeah.
player
player
has
for player.
choice.
Right.
So
And
yeah,
the home team player gets to choose if they get. We'll watch that as we play the Open next week.
Yeah.
Fun.
cool.
Successful debate got heated in there.
Not really. We were pretty friendly with everybody, except for the pockets. You shooting
Yeah,
that
no.
pocket, or you
Karen
shooting in the
got
middle?
really heated about the pockets.
We were trying to have a debate. We are getting called out, so I decided to take a stance, and now I'm getting thrown on the bus for it.
No.
Just saying, real heated. Pockets.
Was it?
Who would have thought pockets was going to be the controversial topic of the evening?
But you are, Carrie, out of the 4 of us, the most accurate pocket shooter. I mean, that's what you
And
play.
technical.
When I'm playing good, for sure.
Yeah.
When I'm playing not good, I'm just as bad as anybody else out there.
But you're just
yeah,
been
no.
ripping it. You're ripping it to get the middle hits. But for the most part, you're usually looking to dial in a line.
Yeah. When I'm playing my best, I'm majority left pocket for sure. And my miss is the right side, and I'll get away with it. So, but yeah, when I'm not playing my best, then yeah, I'm just shooting at the middle, just like everybody else, to try and find something. But yeah, when I'm throwing good, I aim for sure.
I know, you told us.
I was just clarifying for you. All right. So, anything else you guys want to hit up before we ditch this grandstand?
Just good luck to everybody playing the Open next weekend. Have fun. It's been a long time since we've been able to do this, so it's been 3 years. So
Thanks
enjoy
for
it.
talking about youth choice last weekend. You know, I got second place in youth choice. It would have been nice to talk about that, but don't worry about it, guys. We don't need.
See,
any-
nobody sent me the information. How was I supposed to know that?
I got third place, DB. Big deal.
I know.
No, you
He
played.
played with
You played really well. Yeah, you played with
played well.
your buddy from St. Albert, right? Your
Yeah, a couple of nephews.
We
yeah, my
we
brother-in-law
owe
is-
him an all-star code.
Yes, you do. Christian Murphy. Yeah, Christian played awesome, and I don't know if he's listening tonight, but I know he listens to all the shows, whether it's after or not. But he played awesome and had a 195 average going in and shot, way over. And the last game he struggled a little bit, and it was kind of funny. His buddies kind of came around and gave him a hard time. But the lower game he had and whatnot. And I said, did they give you a hard time? They said, no, they gave me a harder time about the 5-bagger 2-pin that he threw earlier the game before. So It was awesome to bowl in them.
That's so good. It's such a great event. It's just
obviously second place was fun, but Schultz was in the first shift and he shot
1,600.
That's gotta be worth mentioning. So there was some big scores, a lot of guys. 14 games on Sunday, and
there was three chances for perfect. I think, right? And Schultz scripted a 3-pin, which is totally unlike
9-bagger 3-pin.
Scott, you are not allowed to ask questions if you haven't tuned in for the entire time. Get out of here.
Haka, pay attention to the whole podcast.
Yes, Hauka, and we think it might be you. You have a chance. And we talked about it earlier. Go back and listen.
Great thing about YouTube is you can scroll back if you want.
That's right.
All right. Well, we will see you guys out on the lanes on Sunday. And DB.
Yeah, and hope everybody out there, if you're watching, you're going to be watching on Sunday. Please share the post for Sunday's match. Now that we're in playoffs, we're really going to push for everybody to share as much as possible and to reach as big and wide as possible to watch those playoff matches starting this Sunday. Yeah,
this is going to be fun. It'll be fun to watch.
Let's go.
Yeah. For all the marbles, for a whole season, a whole year of prep, everything comes down to these few matches.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Alrighty. Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks,
see you all
everybody.
Sunday.
See y'all.